Yo, what's going on, guys? And let's talk about Ziaire Williams. I know it was a loss, but Ziaire Williams is looking like a reclamation project that is going to be one that the Nets could reap the rewards of the fruit they bear. Is that how you would say it? I felt like I said that wrong, but either way, I want to hear your thoughts down below before we get into today's video. Do you guys agree? Ziaire Williams, just from a defensive standpoint, I mean, he dropped 18 tonight, and he just looks like a Swiss Army knife. And this is the type of guy that, yeah, they didn't sign him to a rookie extension, but he'll be a restricted free agent this offseason, and maybe they get him to a really nice deal. Now, let's go and talk about this. So Ziaire Williams was a guy who, if you guys didn't check out my interview, you can either read it at hoopshype.com or just go to my channel. Just click there, like and subscribe when you're on the way, and go to the playlist interviews. I have all my NBA interviews there. And Ziaire was a guy who after his rookie year, which he had a solid rookie year, he looked like, this toolsy Swiss Army knife. And coming out of the draft, it was the COVID year, and he was a 5-star recruit. That's similar to Jalen Johnson. Him and Jalen Johnson were like the two Swiss Army knife, kind of point wings, point forwards. Johnson's more of a point forward. Ziaire's more of a point wing. And through 4 games now, Zaire's averaging out 18 minutes a night, and he had a little bit more minutes tonight. 10 points, 55% from the field, 66% from 3. Obviously, you're going to know that's going to occur. 4 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and just about half a steal and half a block a game. But just really his impact, he's just looking like the best version of himself. And people forget this is a guy who's like 6'9", just under 200 pounds, and he's got a really good frame. And when you look at this, rookie year 62 games, second season 37, last year 51. So it was really, he never got back into the rhythm that he had hoped after a solid rookie year. So for him, it was more about, hey, he never really got the chance to be who he could be again. And the Grizzlies got good like rather quickly, so they couldn't really wait for him. And with Ziaire Williams, he's got the prototypical size of a wing, good upside as just an offensive player, but the defense right there with as you can see, he's a fluid athlete who's got really good lateral quickness, and his vertical and his ability to just get out there has helped him. Plus, his decent ball handling, I think, allows him to kickstart fast breaks. But I think what we've seen, obviously, we would like the guy to get bigger, but he's an athletic wing who can be a point wing with some size and length, and he's able to play, the 2, the 3. He can guard the 4. I don't know if I want him playing the 4. And he's starting to show this ability to hit threes off the catch and pull. And obviously, he's more of, a spot-up shooter and a slasher than a, pull-up shooter. But he's got a decent touch around the basket, and he's got a good first step. But I really like his multi-positional defensive ability and just being aggressive on that end, where I just felt like I was watching the game and it was just nonstop Ziaire Williams just going at it. And for me, he was a guy who always, we knew he had the size, 6'9" frame, almost a 7-foot wingspan, and that athleticism that allows him to just get off 2 feet, and he's just really good at changing gears and directions. And now the thing is, on offense, he's a guy who can, come out of the side pick and rolls or dribble handoffs. And the idea with Ziaire Williams is that he's a guy, as we've said throughout this video, his fluidity shines, and his ability that I think, just letting him kind of be this connector on offense. I think his jump shot is best executed with little movement, just because he has a really good base, and he's very consistent in how he gets in and out of his moves. But I really think he's done a good job of being able to have this shiftiness and understanding of when to go up for, an attack at the rim and when not. But the biggest thing for me is I think he's an incredibly unselfish passer on offense. Even if he's not, he's kind of like a borderline secondary playmaker. He's very patient when he lets the play develop and the defenders come at him. Then he hits the man he's looking for. He's incredibly unselfish. But for me, I think it's the on-ball defense, and it's the lateral quickness, the way he slides his feet to stay in front of the guys, and actually does have that fight in him, and he uses his length and hands to be disruptive. Obviously, the strength is always going to be something to do, but his ability to guard guards and some wings and even a little bit of the forwards is what I think is the calling card for him. And yeah, he has his moments of getting lost off ball, but for the most part, he's super engaged, wanting to be in the right spots rotationally on defense. And he even makes some strong weak side rim protection, as he saw in that Russell Westbrook block. So I think his length allows him to be this like safety who's like a strong scrambler defender. And he's got like real positivity. So I think he's became this Swiss Army knife, as I think he's limited jump shot wise, as he's not the driver who's going to always initiate contact. Can he do it as a slasher? Yeah. But I think as a catch and shoot offensive player with a little bit of being kind of a connector, as the shooting merely translates kind of good, and his shot off the catch is fine, but I could see where he's going to be someone that as he continues to develop and gets confident in himself, he's going to be someone that I think has a lot of value for a team like the Nets, who are in the middle of a reclamation or project with him. So if you go ahead and look at him, I think, yeah, you have yourself a guy that could really be a solid player for them. And as I said, even if they re-sign him and he's not part of the long-term plans, I think just the idea of having a guy like him extended, and then you can use him as a trade chip to get yourself assets, as I think having a guy reinvigorate, plus it goes to show the development of your team, which I would say is pretty important. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Am I a little overzealous about this team? I mean, we didn't really talk about the rest of the Nets squad as there wasn't really necessary, but I don't know if you guys heard that. Either way, I think it's interesting, especially when you look at the Brooklyn Nets. If we want to talk about the roster, Ben Simmons is hurt, Bojan's hurt. You got Trendon Watford, Nick Claxton hurt, and Deron Sharp. You're literally running out there Dennis Schroeder, Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is like legit looking like God out there. Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, Noah Clowney, Ziaire Williams, Keon Johnson, Jalen Wilson, Dariq Whitehead, and Shake Milton. By the way, I want to say this. First off, the fact that Dariq Whitehead's not playing is crazy. And the second thing is, I'm so surprised that Keon Johnson still. I know Keon Johnson can jump out the gym, but like, he wasn't. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed.